Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session on out-of-the-box strategies for engaging students. My name is Carla Timmons, and I'm the Special Programs Coordinator at Lenape Tech. With me today is Donna Shea and Rita Black, their instructional assistants. And what you're going to find is hopefully a very interesting way to use some strategies for a number of reasons. We can use these strategies in any CTE classroom, in any academic classroom, perhaps for a NOCTI review. We also find them helpful when there is a sub in one of our CTE programs, and maybe the sub is not real familiar with the content, and so we're looking for alternative activities. Some of these strategies might be very useful in that way. Keep in mind that Rita and Donna have both done this presentation before, and it's been very interactive. They're going to do a great job as best they can in this type of environment. Typically, the participants would receive supplies. You would be making these types of activities and some of these products yourselves as they were demonstrating for you. So again, keeping all that in mind, we're going to try to do the best job we can virtually. And we'll begin by talking to you about a mood assessment, especially in these COVID times. I think that it's something that we can all find useful in classrooms. So as far as the process, all you need really are Post-it notes. Today we have yellow and blue Post-it notes. And so you tell the students to take a Post-it note, or you as the teacher take one yourself according to how you're feeling today. So it looks like Rita might be feeling a little distracted, tired, or unhappy. She chose the blue Post-it note. And Donna is feeling happy. She's having a good day. So this is one way, without using really any communication, that you can kind of do a quick mood assessment, and also maybe show your students that if you're wearing a certain color Post-it note, such as Rita with the blue, then maybe this isn't the best day to act up in my class. But in any case, all that you really need are Post-it notes. Maybe you have certain school colors. We just used yellow and blue today to demonstrate that. The next activity, make your own stress ball. So I think on your downloaded materials, you have some pictures of some examples that students have made. So what you would do is you would have a student find a partner in the room. Probably not the best idea to have them pick a partner who also has maybe a blue Post-it note, such as Rita. So they pick a partner, and then they're going to start to demonstrate how you make your own stress ball. So Rita is going to place the Play-Doh
Please report to fourth
in
period.
the balloon, and Donna's kind of helping her. And they're finding that the small containers of Play-Doh will make one stress ball. So this is a very tactile, kinesthetic tactile, gets the students moving and doing something. And then all you need is your permanent marker. And you can draw whatever you want on your stress ball, within reason. Some guidance for the students might be necessary.
Here's a couple of the other students have done, just some ideas.
I'm feeling better now.
Well, we're happy for you, Rita. So as you can see, the first two activities, mood assessment, and then the stress balls. This was created, these strategies that they demonstrated were created pre-COVID, but certainly now we think that they could be very helpful in class. Okay, so Dawn is now going to show you the next activity.
Okay, moving on to our next activity, we'll be using paint cards. These are available at Lowe's, Home Depot. At the end of the season, they tend to just give these away because the color changes for the year. And you can have your students write 3 to 5 things that they learned, or vocabulary words that you remember or would like to recall when studying for a test later. Our example today would be things that you learned with the stress ball.
I learned stress. I made new friends, and my mood is so much better now.
You can use them for topic, main ideas, and conclusions.
Please report to the lunch.
Contractions, definitions, prefix, suffix. Time, money, decimal equivalences. You can also read an article, write 3 things that you learned, or 3 vocabulary words you don't know. And once again, all you need is those leftover paint cards. We had no problems getting them. They were happy to hand us ones that they were no longer using.
And they have the handy dandy little hole. If you use the metal rings for flashcards, they're already there.
Now we're going to move on to, if you check your downloads, all this stuff is available to you. You can just scroll along with us so you have a visual as we go. We're going to use puzzle pieces that are index card size. So if you can find this paper in your downloads, you'll get an idea of what we're doing today. You can pretty much use these puzzle pieces for anything that you need to review in your class. You can have the students make them themselves and then exchange the puzzles in the different groups and practice recall. And if you have a substitute in your room, this is a great thing for them to keep the students engaged while they're still reviewing for a test or upcoming quiz. Anybody have any ideas how they can use these in their classroom? I know in construction trades, which is one of my areas, we would use this as to steps on building a wall, or electrical components, which component gets installed first, second, third. And electrical symbols, we have those there also. All you need is the index, card, size, puzzle pieces. I think we got these from Amazon, and they were inexpensive. Next, we're going to do bubble wrap, true or false. It can be used for informative assessment. It is in your downloads also. Inexpensive, find somebody that has packing material. We're going to use this for a true and false. Test your health knowledge, which you have available in your downloads, and the directions that you will give them. This is a health and wellness one. Instruct the students that they are only permitted to pop a bubble if you stand up and answer the question as true. You must
Don't be
remain
lunch.
seated and not pop a bubble if you believe the answer is false. It's a great way to practice for NOCTI reviews or any other reviews. Break up their day, do something, get them up and moving a little bit, and we can demonstrate a few questions for you. Number 1, people who regularly eat dinner or breakfast in restaurants double their risk of becoming obese. True or false?
True. Pop, pop.
Number 2, this is a very interesting one. Farting helps reduce high blood pressure and is good for your health. True or false?
Oh, that's true. Pop, 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 pop.
Number 3, laughing 100 times is equivalent to 45 minutes of exercise on a stationary bicycle. True or false?
Oh, that's false. Can I please? Can I please?
Once again, this is good for review of any type of quiz that's coming up, test that's coming up, or just to gain general knowledge of what the students know. Inexpensive, readily available if you have friends that receive a lot of packages delivered. Next, we're going to do toilet paper trivia. It's in your downloads. Any materials you would need today are in your downloads. This one, we're going to be using the one download that says learning disabilities. You will have 1 minute to answer questions, a few questions on the test, to the best of your knowledge. It's multiple choice. And while you're answering the questions, we're going to hand out toilet paper. You can take between 1 and 5 sheets of toilet paper, whatever you feel you need for the day.
You told me you were feeling crappy.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Black.
I'm feeling good now, so I'll take 2.
You can set a cell phone timer for however long you want to give the class to complete the review questions on a quiz. And then when time's up, instruct the students that they can use their cell phones for the number of minutes pertaining to the number of pieces of toilet paper that they have chosen. Or they can look up that amount of questions on your multiple choice test. This can also be used for a number of questions that students can omit from their homework assignment. Number of bonus points, a bonus test question can be worked, and it's just unlimited. You can just use it for whatever you feel will work best in your classroom.
Until the roll runs out.
You want to change what is up. You want to change what you use the toilet paper squares for per assessment. Since the students are going to catch on that I'm going to take 5, I get 5 minutes with my cell phone, or I'm going to take 2 because she's only going to give me 2 minutes that way.
I'll only have to answer 1 question in front of the room.
And a roll of toilet paper is all you need. Next, we're going to be using large foam puzzle pieces. Now we have some volunteers to come in and assist us with this. Our co-workers were nice enough to come in, other instructional assistants from other areas to help us out with this. Okay, and we're going to put these in correct order. Does anybody think they have number 1? This is hand washing.
I do.
COVID time, we're doing hand washing. Okay, number 1 will go over here. And number 2. I do. Apply some soap. Okay. Number 3.
I do. Keep washing your hands for 20 seconds or more.
Stand right here for me, please. Number 4.
I have it. Rinse your hands thoroughly.
Number 5.
Number 5 is dry your hands with a clean towel. And number 6 is use a towel to turn off the faucet. And number 7, wash your hands when they are dirty.
So this is a good interactive way. You can use it for pretty much any area that you have. The students like to get up and moving around. We usually put this on the floor, on the table for them. We're just holding them for you today so that you can get a little better of a visual on them. Inexpensive, the dollar store has these available. Once they're done, they can put all the pieces together and you can go in any direction or order that you want them to go for. We also have an example of a blank piece that you can reuse. Just use an Expo marker on it and wipe it off and reuse it over and over again. So you don't need a whole set for each item, each subject that you're covering. You can get the Expo markers and wipe them off and just reuse them to save on some money. And they can do it for reviewing any task that may have specific number of steps or orders of operation. Does anyone have any ideas of what they could use large puzzle pieces for? If so, share it in the chat. We'll review them at the end of the session, okay?
And the students like creating these too, so they should be a part of that process in creating the steps.
And they fit in multiple directions also.
And where did you purchase these?
Those were dollar store.
Dollar store.
This is just a laminated piece of white paper that we applied to the blank one. Okay, next we're going to do breakout by birthdays. This is a great way to get the students up and moving around your classroom, to break up the day or lessons you are teaching. Some students must place themselves in a single line according to the month you were born. January starts here. You cannot talk. You may use sign language or props in the classroom only. If you have more than one person born in the same month, you can then arrange by day if necessary. So January will start here, December will stop over there and over there. Excellent. Once you're in the correct order, I'm going to ask you to count off by twos to make the group for your final activity.
1,
2,
1, 2, 1.
And this is paper plate vocabulary. Please get into your group 1 or group 2.
1, 2,
1 and group 2. Mrs. Black's going to hand you the half of the plate for group number 1 with the vocabulary terms on them. In group 2, we'll get the other half with the definitions. Working together, group 1 must correctly match their plate with the definition in group 2.
These are welding definitions and terms. I have welding aluminum.
I have spot weld.
I have weld-shaped blend.
no on top of a piece of metal.
To match.
I have argon 100%.
Match. Yep. Make gun angle. Make gun angle.
10 to 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Weld position. Horizontal, vertical, flat, or overhead.
I have mid-wire size for sheet metal.
As you can see, this would make an
0.02.
excellent review.
Midget or flat.
What about also at the beginning of the year, as the students aren't familiar with themselves and are getting to know one another, maybe this is a way to review your classroom procedures, your rules, things along that line where they would be able to be interacting with students and get to know them while they're learning your classroom expectations. Just another idea.
And these plates, they're just cut at random angles, and the students seem to be more willing to walk over and hold their paper plate up. Thank you.
Thank you.
And see if it matches with the other side of the paper plates. Awesome review, very, very inexpensive. Great team building assessment that can be used to have students talk with or approach students they may not otherwise speak to during class periods. Students can also make their own plates during class and have a set for them to review or study outside of the class. I'm sure you have numerous ways you could use this game in your specific classroom or technical area. Some other examples, we use the plates for culinary conversions, elements, periodic table, healthcare provider vocabulary, and the list just continues on. Please share your ideas in the chat now about how you think you would use them. And once again, we went to the dollar store, got some paper plates, marker, scissors, and that's pretty much all we needed. We want to thank my coworkers for assisting us with this virtual learning session today. We hope you learned at least one thing to take away with you today. We will stay with you virtually to answer any questions you may have about today's session. You can either unmute yourself and talk or put questions in the chat box. Enjoy your lunch and have a wonderful rest of the school year. Thank you.
Thank you.